Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library. I'm glad you could visit us today. My name is Thomas, and I am here to tell you a little bit about what we do here and why this is such a special place to visit. A presidential library isn't like an ordinary library where you check out a book to read. It's a place where we historians do our most important research work. This is an archive where we preserve and study a collection of original letters, personal objects, photos, and papers about a president and his times. These things help us understand how people thought back then. Like this. This is Mary Lincoln's music box. Some of the actual music the Lincolns heard, played the same way as they heard it. But so what? Why study all this old stuff? Who cares? Some people wonder if history isn't just a lot of dull, useless stuff you have to memorize for school. It might be different if these objects and papers could speak. What secrets would they reveal? But then sometimes they do speak. Sometimes late at night, when the library gets dark and quiet and you're alone. Sometimes, if you listen deeply, the history comes to life. One of our jobs is to collect rare manuscripts. Ever wonder what a Civil War battle was really like? Here's a journal of a young soldier who was there. I heard the screaming and bursting of shells, canister, and shrapnel. The death screams of wounded animals. The groans of their human companions, wounded and dying. A perfect hell on earth. By studying these memories, we create our own experience of those times, as if we had been there with them long ago. Sometimes, in our imaginations, these people seem so real. If only we could meet them for a moment, ask them a question. But we can't. They're gone. And everyone knows there's no such thing as a ghost. But here is something that is real. The people may be gone, but they have left their words and their possessions. In a mysterious way, these original objects connect us to the people and events of history and make them real. The Gettysburg Address, in Lincoln's own hand. And we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom,
and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
The power of those words almost makes you feel like he's right here with us. This might surprise you, but this collection is still growing. We get new items all the time. These came in today. I often dream of discovering in a farmhouse attic, in a garage sale, or perhaps right here in the collection, a long-lost box that has not been opened in 100 years. Imagine what could be inside it. A secret diary, clues that unlock the mystery, perhaps a letter. A long, lost letter that no one has read in over 100 years. What could it say? Perhaps it would be one of the missing Mary letters. You see, after Lincoln's death, their oldest son Robert had his mother declared insane. Then he tried to collect all the letters she wrote and suppress them. Why? What was in them? But Robert burned all those letters, or as many as he could find. So perhaps we'll never know. Or perhaps we'll find the answer in the next box or envelope we open. This library is filled with items that, well, they're almost like buried treasure. Take this deed, for example. It's just a deed for a very small plot of land, no big deal. Until you read the fine print and see that it's a burial plot for the Lincoln's second child, Eddie, who died in the Lincoln's home just a few blocks from where you were sitting right now. This deed helps us picture two broken-hearted parents who were saying goodbye to their beloved little boy. To lose a child is an almost unbearable burden for even the strongest parents. Mary lost 3 of her 4 children: Eddie, Willie, Tad. And of course, Mary saw her husband die too. Grief, yes, that's here. So are joy, anger, heartbreak, love, sacrifice, and triumph. Let me show you what I mean. You see that flag? It's my favorite item from this collection. The flag from the 33rd Illinois. That flag was with us on June 22nd, 1863, when we were down in Mississippi at a town called Vicksburg. General Grant ordered an assault that morning. I was a proud member of the 33rd, and I carried that flag into battle. I didn't come back, but we still have the flag. So, why say all this stuff? Because our past illuminates our future. It tells us we are a people who despise oppression and embrace freedom, and that we are willing to fight, and if need be, die for those ideals. I know. I died for those ideals that day in Vicksburg. That was my flag. Now, it's yours. As long as our story is told, our experience becomes your experience. Our courage becomes your courage. And the best part of us lives on.